Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain dedicator. I'm Attila Pinkin. In today's video, I'm going to talk about that Q1 is over. Ethereum actually had the second worst Q1 in its history, but we should talk about positive things as well. Okay, check it what happened in Q1, but we should definitely focus on the fact that Bitcoin is right now totally oversold. We can see MicroStrategy bought another amount of Bitcoin, and actually Tether, the stablecoin issuer, purchased a big amount of Bitcoin as well. Let's talk about the Blackrock's annual shareholder letter. It has a very interesting paragraph about Bitcoin in it. And also let's talk about how the stablecoin bill can change a little bit the market and how, it can have an impact on, boost the prices. So guys, all this in today's video, and don't forget, every single day I bring you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news here on Blockchain Bloom to keep you up to date. So if that's important, very simple, just subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the like button if you like this kind of content, and now let's do it. All right, and for the start, let's have a look at the market, where we can see that Bitcoin is actually 2.5% up in the last 24 hours. With that, $84,012 US. Then we have Ethereum about 3% up, $1,866 US. The top gainer is Fartcoin, 31% up, Curve 16%, EOS 10%. And losers, we have Daxi 23% down, Jupiter 5% down, and 4% down. Oh, wait, that rhymes. And when we're looking at the Bitcoin candlestick chart, we can see that actually the sideways movement just continues, so we don't drop, now further down. Now we actually, really sideways movement, really still under the 200-day moving average. And we do know that tomorrow is the day what many people waiting for who are in the market, because what's going to happen with tariffs. But this is going to happen really on the 2nd of April. So until that, a lot of uncertainty, volatility, I think, can happen. But now let's focus on the first topic. And the first topic is all about that, yes, Q1 is over. And the expectations for Q1 was different, I believe, from for most of you. But now let's see what really happened. So Q1 is now over. And if you remember, before the Q1 started back in December, we talked about it, that maybe Q1 could be a great great quarter, because several cases, after the halving year, especially for Ethereum, it went very well. And well, it didn't happen this time, as you know it already. And we do know that the issue is very complex. So basically people thought, okay, now Trump being the president, everything will boom straight away as soon as he take his position. But the tariffs came, all the other things came, and things just work out differently. And when you see it here, actually Ethereum, and this really rhymes with the altcoin market, had its second worst quarter, very close to the worst quarter ever, which was back in 2018, which was minus 46.6%. Now it was 45.4%. So it's about a 1% difference, and this could be the worst ever Ethereum quarter. Even for Bitcoin, when we're looking at, it's almost 12% down, and we had worse than this, more than 10 years earlier. But recently, in 2018, it was much worse than this. However, the years after the halving, which is, for example, 2021 or 2017, it was usually in the plus, just like with Ethereum, but this time this one didn't rhyme. When we're looking at the month, now March closed and Bitcoin was minus 2% down, 2.3. That's definitely not a major downside. And now Q2 is starting. And there are lots of questions. First of all, what I have just mentioned, what's going to happen with the tariffs? Let's see what Donald Trump going to say tomorrow. Then also we should, take in consideration what's going to happen with the inflation and what's going to happen with the rate cuts when they actually happening the next time. It will be May, June, or some other time, later. It all will have an impact on the market. But when we zoom out, then actually we can see that since the election day, for example, many people say that Bitcoin performs not really well in the last couple of weeks, month. But when you're looking at since the election day, it was half a year ago in November last year, Nasdaq is down 5%, 5.1%, S&P 500 2.9%. Gold, which recently going up very nicely and has new all-time highs, is actually 14% up about since. Since that, Bitcoin is more than 24% up. So if you compare it to other assets, Bitcoin is still performing, I think, very well. And we're looking at this chart here. It clearly shows here, look at this, that Bitcoin is clearly oversold. And every single time when it's in the oversold territory, sooner or later, the trend is changing and Bitcoin is going up. When exactly, we don't know. But usually this is what's happening after this. Who is buying? MicroStrategy is still buying, purchased the other big amount of Bitcoin, 22,048 Bitcoin. So now they hold way more than 500,000 Bitcoin. And now they're really neck and neck with BlackRock. And look, Tether is another company purchasing Bitcoin here, 8,888 Bitcoin for $735 million US. And with this, even Tether holds more than 100,000 Bitcoin. So, and actually Tether is printing as well. So until stablecoin printing is on, until the big guys are purchasing, I believe they're thinking in long term, and sooner or later this trend will change. When exactly, we don't know, but you should be here for long term and not just looking at the daily candles, because that could be confusing and it also could be depressing. If you zoom out, you look at the weekly candles, the monthly candles, you zoom out and you see what was Bitcoin's performance in the last decade or so, then you can see that actually without this positive news, Bitcoin, thank you very much, did very well. Now, a lot of good things happening, which are for crypto. Now we just had this weak economic situation, but it's always a matter of time when this is actually changing. And if it's changing, and again, the liquid assets the risky assets will be in focus, then probably Bitcoin and the crypto market going to thrive again. But we have to be patient. Also, other important thing is that BlackRock's annual shareholder letter came out, and it includes a very interesting paragraph. Let me share it with you guys. So the annual letter from BlackRock came out, and this paragraph, actually you can find it here. So this is the real document, and when you scroll down to the page 20, I'm there in a second, here you have it. So basically, look, can Bitcoin eat away at the US dollar's reserve status? This is very interesting because this is in BlackRock's annual letter for the shareholders. So the US has benefited from the dollar serving as the world's reserve currency for decades, but that's not guaranteed to last forever. The national debt has grown at 3 times pace of GDP since Times Square's debt clock started clicking back in 1989. This year, interest rate payments will surpass $952 billion US, exceeding defense spending. By 2030, mandatory government spending and debt service will consume all federal revenue, creating a permanent deficit. If the US doesn't get its debt under control, if deficit keep ballooning, America risks losing that position to digital assets like Bitcoin. And this is a very, very interesting sentence in it. And this is now the way they're thinking. And I know that the majority going to understand probably a bit late what Bitcoin could mean, but these are actually definitely signs that how how important Bitcoin could be in the future. Nothing is for guarantee, so don't say that, oh, this is for fact. But we can see the direction we are actually going. And I just wanted to share you this information. Another interesting thing, here we have Charles Hoskinson interview, a short part, and he points out why the stablecoin bill, which could happen in a couple of months' time, really matters. So let's talk about that. So listen to this part of the interview. I think it's very, very interesting. It totally makes sense.
There's two bills that are currently being discussed in the House and Senate. The one that's most likely to pass in the next 60 to 90 days is the stablecoin bill. And then the second one's the market structure bill. Once those two bills pass, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook are going to say, hey, we're crypto people now. And so they're going to put wallets in their platforms because they can capture an enormous amount of the market. When you add their user bases of 3 billion people, and when they have those 3 billion users, it's like they have cryptocurrency wallets right in Windows, right in Facebook, right in your cell phone apps, right in iOS, and because they now can legally hold stablecoins and use stablecoins, they're going to do it because they don't like paying the processing fees on credit cards. So they'll issue their own stablecoins or partner with people to do that, and they have feeless transactions inside the system. And then suddenly these tech companies become financial service providers, and they have so much money and so much power that they'll push through. Once that's there and you have a good regulatory regime, it's very easy then to click a button to create yield products on top of that. So that's what's going to bring the value flow in, because the users already are wired into that system. Their money's already there. Their credit cards are already there. Their purchase power is already there. And there's just too much temptation not to do that. And the competitive equilibria are such that they have to do that. Once these two bills pass, that opens the floodgates, and that's 3 billion people that enter in. There's two bills.
If you got the whole point, that's crazy. And the stablecoin bill is the one which Donald Trump really asking to be on his table pretty soon, as soon as possible. And he really wants to sign it. And it's going to open lots of gates, and a couple of years time, it will be no question that are we using crypto for kind of payment systems and so on and so forth, banks using crypto for international transfers, you name it. So basically, in my opinion, it doesn't matter what's happening in short term in crypto. I'm always here for the long term, and when we're looking at the long term perspective, actually, it's definitely bullish. And this is why, for me, it doesn't matter what the prices are doing right now for short term, for a couple of months, for a couple of weeks. Who cares if when we're looking at the next upcoming years, it's looking actually pretty bullish. I don't know, you agree or disagree? You can let me know in the comment section. Don't forget, every single day I'm bringing you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news here on Blockchain to keep you up to date. So if that's important, simply subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you don't mind, hit the like button if you like this kind of content, and see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.